How many times do I need to say this? I want cemeteries in The Sims 4. With fall approaching, it's only August, but my Halloween lovers will understand. By that, I mean people who love Halloween and not The Sims, because we don't have likes, dislikes for seasons, weathers, holidays, Yeah, we don't have that in The Sims 4. What do we want in The Sims 4? We want likes and dislikes to be expanded. We want all features to be expanded if EA decides to put them in the game. What else do we want in The Sims 4? We want cemeteries. I don't understand the decision to not have cemeteries in the base game in the very first place, but considering we didn't have toddlers or ghosts or pools, cemeteries might be just too much to ask. Let me rephrase this. I don't understand why we don't have cemeteries in The Sims 4 in 2022. I can't believe we still don't have cemeteries. But why would we even need cemeteries? Well, what am I supposed to do when Grandpa dies? If you're not familiar with other Sims games, cemeteries were a thing. First of all, in every other Sims game, the Goth family had a cemetery in their backyard. In The Sims 3, there was also this whole lot type for cemeteries, and you'd get one cemetery per world. You could visit the cemetery and you'd get spooked by either ghosts or exploring mausoleum, which was a rabbit hole with chance cards. You could also learn so much about the lore and history of the world through different graves in the cemetery. There was a grave of this mysterious Lolita Goth, so reference to the Goth family. And most importantly, you could leave urns and gravestones of your deceased Sims in the cemetery, meaning it was actually functional. So you could visit the grave of your loved ones, but you didn't need to have ghosts roaming around your house and breaking your sink and stuff, like in The Sims 4. So far, there have been numerous opportunities to include cemeteries in the game. Honestly, I thought since 2014 that cemeteries will come in a free base game update unrelated to any pack like pools and toddlers did. But that never happened. I still believe there is a chance for cemeteries to be released in a free update, but kind of related to the pack. So when they announced vampires, I was very hopeful. Didn't happen. Then they announced Paranormal Stuff pack. I was again very hopeful. Didn't happen. And right now I'm wondering if cemeteries are even on the radar for EA. If they're even thinking about the existence of cemeteries in The Sims 4. Was this even a discussion? I concluded that it was a discussion at some point, not in a way that I would want it to be, and it's one of those things where they got what we want completely wrong. Let me show you. Now, there is a pet cemetery in Bridleton Bay that came with cats and dogs. I presume this was inspired by Stephen King's Pet Cemetery. This cemetery is dedicated to pets only. Different ghosts of cats and dogs will appear through the night around this area, except not your pets. This cemetery, much like everything else in the Sims 4 worlds, is purely aesthetics. But at least in this cemetery you get a random cat and dog ghosts. There are other cemeteries in different worlds that don't even do that. There is one in Montgomery. There is also one in Hanford-on-Bagley. Now this one is just sad. I guarantee you that many people didn't even notice it. I noticed it only because I am always looking for cemeteries, literally since 2014. So when I say that they're aware of graveyards, yeah, they are. But in this very Sims 4 aesthetics type of a way. Not in a way where your grandma gets a final resting place. Oh no, your grandma will be chilling in an urn above your fireplace in every household, in every save file, every family you play. Unless you want to make your own graveyard and make the lot generic or a park, which I have done for myself. I made this generic lot and decorated it like a cemetery. This works in a way that anything works in The Sims 4. You have to imagine it is a graveyard because it is not. And in your gameplay, this lot will not behave what you'd expect from cemeteries. Random townies spawning, chilling, behaving like this is a lounge or a bar. For me, things like that really break immersion. So when I say that I want a cemetery in The Sims 4, I mean I want a cemetery to be a lot type, or well, a lot assignment, and I want it to have certain characteristics. Number 1, not many Sims allowed. I want this lot to be empty most of the time, not always, but most of the time. Also, the trait private dwelling doesn't do that all too well for community lots. Number 2, make more than one random ghost spawn during the night. It would be absolutely wonderful if these ghosts could be a part of the lore, so like ancestors of land grabs, gods, I don't know, summer holiday. But if that is not possible to do in The Sims 4 for whatever reason, then at the very least have random towny ghosts spawn and make sure they all died from like different types of deaths. Give them some personalities, backstories, make it interesting. Number 3, my grandma needs to be able to spawn there. Please, if you ever make cemeteries, don't make it so that if we leave our Sims graves there, that they just disappear forever. Make sure that we can still interact with their ghost on the cemetery if we want to. And if you manage to do this, please make sure 100% that this will not be one of the bugs. I can see the future with tons of backlash if cemeteries will be buggy and someone's grandma just disappears. That cannot be a bug. This needs to be tested. Number 4, add something special to the lot. Like how we had mausoleums in The Sims 4. It's fine if you want to make it a rabbit hole like you did with attractions in the High School Years expansion. You could also then make sure that mausoleum is available in build mode and that it is functional on all lots. Mausoleum with catacombs that you could actually go through would be great. If you don't want to do mausoleum, try something else. This is the bare minimum of what I want from cemeteries if EA ever decides to put them in the game. Adding cemeteries would actually be an amazing opportunity to also update ghosts, but I feel like that's a whole another video about making ghosts better. For now, let's just stick to the cemeteries. Here are some additional things that can make cemeteries better, if they ever add them. Maybe Sims could get moodlets like creepy graveyard one that we have had in The Sims 3. Maybe gloomy Sims would want to visit cemetery more often than regular Sims. Maybe Sims would want to go there during certain holidays if certain holiday tradition is selected, like Remembrance or Spooky Spirit. That would also actually be kind of great for representation, because I don't know where you are from, but here we have something called All Saints Day. All Saints Day happens on November 1st, so one day after Halloween, and we go to visit the graves of our loved ones during that day. I believe Mexico has something similar. I'm sure there are plenty of countries that have similar traditions, so just to have the option would be great, not only for the gameplay, but also for representation. In The Sims 3, there was also a part-time job at a cemetery lot. The job was called Mausoleum Clerk. It was a really great option for like gothic themes. And I wouldn't mind something like that returning. Now, in one of the surveys we have had, there was an option for Grim Reaper career. And if we ever get cemeteries, Grim Reaper career would be great. Maybe that could be like a whole ghost exclusive career. What if graveyards could have their own very special collectibles, like a special type of a plant, fish, frogs? Maybe if a sim goes digging there, they could find different things other than that time capsule. Maybe they could find simoleons, because some sim was so greedy that they wanted to be buried with it. It would be great if that greedy sim was a land grab, or, in some way connected to the wealthy land grabs. And then if your sim digs up land grab's treasure up, they might get cursed from the netherworld and will, for example, maybe suffer misfortune until they return that money back. What if seances from Paranormal Stuff Pack worked better at a cemetery? Maybe ghosts could spawn easier the higher your Sim's medium skill is. Or maybe Sims with higher medium skills can choose which ghosts they want to spawn. Maybe vampires could nap at the mausoleum or something like that. There are so many possibilities. give me cemetery lot type. That would be great. Thank you.